that's why the darkness means that we accept the unacceptably stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The war on terror
Mm-hmm.
is a stupid thing. It neither illuminates, it doesn't tell us who our enemy is,
Right.
it doesn't tell us anything at all.
Put people in a state of fear. It really does. And it perpetuates that.
And it perpetuates the fear only.
Yeah.
It does something to us
Mm-hmm.
that's bad.
Right.
And in the smallest of ways, in my business, for
Mhm.
instance, in the newspaper, at least once a week,
Mhm.
you'll see a list that says 10 most popular films.
Mhm.
And that's the money spent on
Right.
people going to see movies.
Yeah.
A meaningless list because Gone with the Wind cost $0.25.
Right.
And Terminator cost $12.50.
Yeah.
The real question would be how many tickets sold.
Right.
But they don't give you that.
Right.
And there's no journalist that has
To
stood
track
up and
that.
said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to publish that
Right.
crap. I want to know the tickets sold.
Sure.
So
Everything's skewed.
everything,
Yeah.
the journalists in
The
media
reports. Right.
no longer ask the most easily fundamental questions.
Right.
They have forgotten the mandate of
Right.
journalism, which is to speak truth to power.
Yeah.
And to say to the president,
Just
I
a
don't
minute.
work for you, you
Right.
work for me, answer the damn question.
Right.
And when Helen Thomas was exiled
Mhm.
into the back row for doing exactly that,
Mhm.
Tim Russert said to me, well, what could we have done? And I said,
Write
what
letters.
could we have done?
Yeah.
You didn't have to show up at the next press conference.
True.
And it all would have been over.
Right. Right.
And
And
that's...
people are afraid to make that stand.
And darkness is here. It's
Yeah.
not there. It's
Mhm.
here. It
Mhm.
means that we don't question, we don't understand our own authority.
Mhm.
It means that we don't listen to what is valuable in our opposition,
Mhm.
and we simplify things beyond reason. Television, for instance, in analyzing the world, removes television from its analyzed
Right.
society, and
Right.
you can't because it's right at the center.
Yeah. Yeah.
And television, this thing,
This medium right here. Yeah.
is like crack cocaine. It makes big things small and small things big.
It's true.
You can be watching the resurrection of Christ and TiVo it,
Yeah.
go to the bathroom, have a meal,
Yeah.
come back and see the end.
It's true.
And at the same time, if you have a rally of 1,000 people, all of whom agree,
Yeah.
but there's one guy with a red nose, the cameras go to the red nose and distort
And suddenly,
the story.
it's the biggest thing. Yeah.
And until people realize
Right. Perspective. It's the perspective we see things in.
this thing makes it too easy. And again, our proclivity is to laze about, thinking is tough.
It is, and I agree with what you're saying as far as how do we encourage kids to start to come out of schools thinking.
Well, let's remember this.
Yeah,
It's not just civics. We don't teach kids shop,
that's true. Some of the very basic fundamentals.
sewing,
Right.
cooking.
Yeah.
And is there anyone here who believes that the 21st century is going to be a Fred Astaire movie or a cakewalk? Or
You still
don't
need to
you
sew a
know
button.
that maybe we're going to be in trouble and that the kids aren't being prepared?
Yeah.
I mean, we are letting down the kids at an accelerating rate every day.
Yeah.
And that is specifically un-American.
Well, how do we bring this message that you have so passionately explored and articulated in such a very laser sharp way? How do we bring that to all different curriculums throughout the country so that everyone gets on the same page and is saying, you know what, we need to bring these fundamentals back and make that happen in a very in a way that is really thorough, in a way that's true for the country.
One of the things that happened to us is that we became addicted to immediate gratification.
Right.
If you look at the history of the country, we undertook things, the end of which we couldn't see. And this is one of them. This is, first, let's make people aware that there's a problem.
True.
let's make people aware all over the country
Yeah.
that we share one problem, and that is we know nothing anymore about why we're singular or important in history or what gifts we've given to humanity, and we have given some major gifts.
Absolutely.
First, let's acknowledge that, and that takes me speaking and other people speaking,
And the awareness, raising that awareness.
and then once you get people, kids saying to their parents and parents saying to the superintendents,
Yeah.
we want this,
Yeah.
then the superintendents are more than willing. I've spoken in front of 3,000 supers at one time,
Yeah.
and they all want to do this.
Yeah.
It's just that they think that it's one of those things that if you can't finish it by Tuesday, no one is willing to start.
Right.
Well, sometimes you just start.
You do. You just start. It's absolutely true. And that's something that hopefully, the more that this message comes out, the more that we can see and read about this, and the more that parents become aware of it and make it dinner conversation. I think that's, where this all begins, really. I mean, we love to think that, yes, this happens in the schools too, but a lot of it does happen at home, and how we talk to kids, and what opinions we solicit of theirs, and have them think about things. I think they need to be asked the questions. Sometimes I feel the questions maybe are just not being asked.
And also, people compartmentalize. They say, I'm in the press, or it's the parents' fault, or it's the church's. And in fact, a person who is in the media is also a parent and also goes to church,
Right.
and it depends on when the Kodak is snapped.
Right.
And what we've got to do is just say to ourselves, wait a minute, we collectively are responsible for the welfare of this nation. And it says so in the Constitution. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and assure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity.
So it's really all of our responsibility, is what you're saying.
Yo, baby.
Yeah, it really is. And it's so perfectly well said, and it's like, gosh, why didn't we all think of that before?
And remember, the Constitution's preamble is all about verbs. It's an activity.
Right.
America is an activity. America is hard. America will fail if people don't work at it. America will fail.
Yeah.
And America is a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone in the world knows it except Americans.
Yeah. It's always amazing. It is amazing. I know I was born in a different country, and I know what it's like to have family members who can't be citizens or who aren't citizens and who wish they were. So, for all of us who are here and who have citizenship and value that and work with that, it is a gift.
It's a gift beyond measure.
Yeah.
And people who never leave don't know that the rest of the world doesn't have what we have.
Exactly.
And that's why when you get back to America, you want to kiss the tarmac.
Yeah, it's very true.